Your attention, please.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go!
How do you do? Mighty pleasant greetings.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Space Mountain!
Yo ho, yo ho. 'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
ASMR, bitches. Feel it under your skin. Oh yeah, that's how it feels to chew 5 gum. This is just for the people that are on Anchor, guys. Welcome back to the Mousetopia podcast, guys. Episode 21, and we are coming in live. Not live, sorry, guys. I always say live. On camera, guys. And no, this is not Eric. But I'm happy, though. This is Jonas, guys. This is Jonas from the episode, I think it was 18.
19.
Episode 19.
Yeah.
We're actually sitting right now in the Adventureland room. Glorious, beautiful room. I will have some pictures up online about that. But I'm Tony. Once again,
I'm Jonas.
This is Jonas. Shout out to Eric real quick. We miss you, buddy. We wish you were here with us. We kind of felt weird about doing it without him. I didn't want to do it by myself, so I incorporated the help of another Disney. Matt, he loves Disney just as much as us three did. We all had a little bit of a incorporation of different loves and likes and stuff. But welcome back, guys, to episode 21.
Yeah, and I'll say right now, before we started here, I was telling Tony, I miss Eric.
Yeah. I miss you, buddy. I miss you.
And honestly, if you're listening right now and you think I'm being too nice to Tony, let me know. Message me. I swear to God, next time I'll tear him apart. Because that's what I miss. That's what I hope I
think that's gonna be one of the problems, right? Yeah. It's like we're always so nice to each other. We're always like giving hugs into each other. And Eric and me were like the complete opposite. We're like, hey man, we're cool with me, but it's like he never we're like more of a pound. Like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey,
cool shut the fuck up, Tony.
Yeah, like that. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, that was more Eric. That's more Eric's deal. You know what I mean? So we're gonna miss definitely the banter between Eric and I. But you know what? The show must go on, as they say, and we always feel like there's always something to talk about. Sadly, there's just too much to talk about. So we're going to try to condense it down for you guys and then try to make some more episodes for you guys. So we are in episode 21. Welcome back, dude. I really appreciate you coming down with some beautiful, an array of yumminess here. It's a good spread.
There's sugared nuts. There's weird colored M&Ms. This is literally a combination of Christmas M&Ms that my kids left behind.
Heck yeah.
And then I went to this immersive Van Gogh exhibit, and they had color coded M&Ms to match his paintings.
That's awesome.
Fucking $10 for a thing like this big.
Hell yeah, dude. But, I've been wanting to go to the Van Gogh, and then now they have the Frito one too.
Yeah. All right, the Van Gogh, I don't want to get off topic right off the bat.
I know, right?
But it was like a 15-minute short film that's projected on every wall of this huge, space. It actually, you ever been to Amoeba Records in Hollywood?
Yes.
Well, that's what it became. They emptied it out. So basically, they cleared everything out, all the furniture. They put a carpet on, and they project this short film on all the walls. And the short film is all of his paintings melding and animated.
Do you think it's going to be now more of a creative space now for new people?
That's what it seems like.
Guessing?
Actually, our coworker, Kat, I think she told me about the Frida one too.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be the new thing, the way to bring people into art.
Heck yeah. More of an immersive experience, right?
Yeah, because it felt cool, but then at the same time, it's... All right, that's it. All right. We walked out right into a gift shop.
Oh,
they didn't miss a beat.
But do you want this T-shirt?
Yeah.
Of course. Hey, sounds pretty familiar to me, huh? When you're walking out of Star Tours, right? You're like, hey, look at our Star Wars stuff, guys.
It works. It works.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so just so you guys know, both Jonas and I are coming back. Maybe I'm about a week out, almost 2 weeks out. Jonas, you're about, 2-3 weeks out now?
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
Yeah, both of us ended up getting COVID, guys. We both got COVID.
It's real.
After how many times Eric and me said, hey, wear your freaking mask. Be careful. I did some stupid. I'll share with you guys in a little bit what I did that I shouldn't have done. But anyways, you were saying to me, though, you got it from a coworker.
I got it from work.
From work.
So once again, me and Tony work at a hospital, and one of the units is specifically for patients who either have positive COVID or are suspected of COVID. And I worked there on Christmas with one other nurse and one staff member. So that Monday I went bowling with my kids, and we're all masked up, whatever. But then by that Wednesday I was raging fever, so I figured it was from the bowling.
Right.
But then I got sick, tested positive, took the 10 days, came back to work, and then I saw the coworker I worked with on that unit, and then she's like, "Yeah, I had it too," and I think I gave it to you. I was
Oh
like,
no!
What? Yeah, and I gave it to our staff member too. I was like, "Ah!"
Dang.
And then she was able to track it to a party she went to
Right.
Christmas Eve, and again, I was expecting it, but
Right.
there's that thing where like I felt invincible because it was almost 2 years and
2
I didn't
years,
get it.
exactly.
Same for you, right?
Same for me.
Yeah. So, but honestly, like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
That was it. It was like 24 hours of fever, and I was aching. And after that, it was just a lot of like, well, let's see what shows I could catch up on.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so kind of like with me, I didn't get it from work, and I could kind of attest to that because most of the people weren't really coming to our units. I think most of the other units were getting more of the patients. You know what unit I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm usually in that building, and usually we don't have that many, and if we do, we always isolate them right away. But I think I got it because there was this like awesome swing band that I follow that I met from Disney. The Fat Cat Swingers. Shout out to the Fat Cat Swingers.
Shout cat.
They have another show coming up February 12th. Just to let you guys know. Valentine's show. So, anyways, I was excited because it was New Year's Eve. This cool swing band.
Were you on like a boat or something? Or
so
like...
it was right by the water at Newport Beach. Actually Balboa Park.
I love that place.
And they have this like waterfront restaurant that's like 2 stories. And where we were, literally, it's all surrounded by glass. So you're looking at like the bay. The other side you see Newport, and you're on the Balboa side. Dude, it was amazing.
It looked like how New Year's Eve parties look in movies.
Right,
Like
exactly. That's exactly what it looked like. They
And
even had a guy that was wearing like a gold
nice fit.
suit, and he had like the streamers and everything like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Orange County is very lenient right now on the whole masking thing. Whatever, they do whatever they want. So my friend who went with me, shout out to Genesis. She was really good. She wore her mask the whole time. I did not. I felt confident. I was like, 2 years. I'm gonna be okay.
I'm invincible.
Especially with this whiskey, I'm okay.
The whiskey kills the COVID on the way in. As long as I keep drinking.
Exactly. I'm gonna be okay. So I'm drinking and having a good time. I'm yelling. I record myself on Instagram. I'm a fool. Like just enjoying myself.
Yeah. Oh wait, real quick. I'm watching this while I have COVID.
Yeah.
And no, sorry, but I was like, fucking, how come he doesn't have COVID? Look at him. And then I saw your post later, like 2 days later. I was like, oh shit.
So I think New Year's Eve this year was Friday night. So going into Saturday, and I'm getting a cough, and then I remember I had to work on Sunday, and I called. They said, hey, you don't have a cough. They're like, you know what? Let's do a rapid test on you and go from there.
They pulled you in?
So they pulled me in,
All right.
and then I went in, but they still had taken me off of work on Sunday just in case. And I tested negative. I'm like, okay. But it is now. It's been only 2 days.
Yeah.
So Monday comes around. I come to work, and I'm coughing still. Luckily, I have my mask on. Monday night rolls around, and that's when it really got ugly. The body aches, the sneezing, the coughing, everything.
The fevers?
I didn't get a fever.
All right.
No fever, just body aches, just feeling like crap. So I have Kaiser, and I just grabbed the app, and they put me in for an appointment. Got tested. They had me stay home. 4 days later, I was positive.
Were you? Oh, God. Like, I had the opposite. They're actually a similar thing because I had the PCR, but then I had the PCR. If I'm doing the math from Christmas Day,
Right.
it should have been positive because that's like at least 9 days out from my exposure to that coworker.
Exactly.
But the PCR, I'm sorry, the rapid was negative, but I was still feeling shitty. But the morning before I took the rapid, I had collected my PCR.
Right.
So I looked at the rapid later in the afternoon, and it was negative. And then the very next day, the PCR was positive. So,
Wow.
and I mean, it's like there's a lot of controversy behind the rapid tests about whether or not they're legit.
They're like 100% accurate or not, right?
Yeah, and then the math that becomes involved when you're like, what day was I with this person and so forth. But I mean, at the end of the day, we both got it.
Exactly. We both got it. So one of the things that we started talking about was, dude, like Disney post-COVID. Did it affect us going into it? Now, hopefully I'm going to try to get a video out because I recorded myself going the first day I was able to actually get out of the house. And I haven't put it on YouTube yet, but I am going to put it on YouTube. I felt like crap. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I felt like crap.
How many days out of your quarantine did you go?
I went on day 7.
All right.
Okay, 7 days.
So you're clear.
I was clear. I wasn't as coughing anymore, really. I mean, I had the random coughs that people usually get.
Yeah.
No fever, no nothing. I had my mask on. You know, I walked over there, and initially I was okay. I think when I got to the Esplanade and I started to physically assert myself a little bit.
Did you get short of breath?
I got short of breath.
Yeah.
And I started feeling these, like, it wasn't necessarily cold chills, but it was more like a numbingness, like, of my body. And I was like, am I really supposed to be here? Like, am I supposed to?
It's survivor's guilt.
And then part of me was all like, dude, like, I'm at Disneyland though. I can't give up.
It's you made it this far.
I made it this
right?
far.
I mean, I don't want to be grim, but there's people who are on like day 3 and they didn't make it to day 7.
They didn't make it to day 7.
I as far as going back to Disneyland after I got the COVID, I'm trying to count it out. Maybe it was about 12 days, something like that. And it wasn't our first public outing after COVID. Our first public outings, I told you earlier, we went to Rancho Cucamonga to Victoria Gardens, and we didn't do much. We went to go get some macarons. But we went to Disneyland, and the thing is, we weren't feeling... Well, I wasn't feeling sick. My kids are fine. My wife still has a lingering issue. He just spoke to my wife earlier,
a little while ago.
And just today she got prescribed medication called prednisone, which is supposed to help you breathe better. So she pretty much got the worst. But even her, she was able to make it around with little complaint. But the feeling I got was not so much physical. It was a lot of, how many motherfuckers here have COVID?
Right.
Yeah, how many motherfuckers here went in on day 2 before they got their PCR back? So there's a little bit of paranoia, but at the same time, it was like, well, shit, I already got COVID, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm licking the handlebars. You know, I'm not washing my hands. No, I'm kidding. But it was like a feeling of invincibility.
Now you're invincible. Now I just got it. Now I'm good for 90 days, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And you're good to
and
go.
then like even at work, I mean, things are going down at work where there's more COVID patients.
Oh, yeah.
They're popping up. I personally had to test 37 people in different units last Friday. And of those, a good 15 or 16 of them came back positive. But then at the same time, I wasn't afraid of getting sick because I'd gotten sick.
Right.
I actually got the booster last Thursday because our boss told us we have to.
right, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and then that kind of hit me harder than the initial COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
See, and that was the thing, because going back to that party that on Friday, that New Year's Eve party, I had got my booster on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh,
So
then
then-
maybe that you're already feeling. Were you feeling crummy?
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
the thing, is I was already feeling kind of crummy, and I was like, is it the booster, or did I actually get sick? And of course, I didn't eventually got sick.
Yeah.
But I thought it was the booster, and everybody's saying, oh, some people get coughs with the booster. I'm like, I haven't heard of nobody getting coughs from the booster. I just heard people just feeling like crap.
Yeah.
You know, feeling like, you know, you got the fever, you have like body aches, but nothing like how I was having. So of course I figured like by the time Monday and Tuesday rolled around and I just really felt like crap, I said, I know this is COVID. I was just making sure that
It just has to
can
be.
I breathe? Can I fucking breathe?
I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, the term flurona has been thrown around,
Right.
And I've kind of adopted that mentality, which is COVID will just become like the flu.
Yeah.
It'll be annoying. It'll be a couple days off work. We're gonna have to get shots every year, but you know we're fine now, unless a deadlier ass strain comes around.
Exactly, which everyone's afraid of course. But
when I was at Disneyland, what I noticed different from the last time I was there, or maybe I just wasn't as aware the last time I was there, is that there are hand station pumps everywhere now.
Yeah.
Like before, like there's one right when you leave Star Tours and right outside the entrance to the gift shop. Like they give so many opportunities for you to wash your hands. So I like that they're trying.
Yes.
But then there's also the feeling of like, I mean, it's all
Who's
coming.
abiding by it, honestly?
I mean, I joke. I did wash my hands before I touch anything, before we ate. You know, and even though I was like, I already have COVID, God forbid, whatever lingering is on me after 7 days or 12 days or 500 days affects someone else. Now, before I got the COVID and I returned to Disneyland and I saw all these measures in place, I appreciated it. But then there's also a thing where it was like, it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we talked about a lot the last time I was on the pod, is the capacity of the parks.
Right.
Like, that was before you actually went, or we all returned back.
I returned back to the park, yeah.
And you actually went when it was at 25% capacity.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get to do that. I got the Magic Key and I got there, and it felt like fucking Disneyland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just meant that I had to walk farther because there's no trams.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I never benefited from the empty feeling of the park.
Right, yeah. And it was, I'll be honest, and I don't know if you guys seen any of the videos here, where you guys are watching this. There is a video that shows like me literally walking through Big Thunder Trail, right behind Big Thunder Trail. Literally nobody was around me for at least 2-3 minutes. Nobody was, and that never ever happens.
And I love that feeling. I actually, like, the last time I ever remember Disneyland being like that was I went with my wife before we had before she was my wife. Shit, I went there on a rainy day, and Disneyland on a rainy day was empty, and it was magical.
It is.
It's
magical.
like you walk onto any ride, and it's not like pouring buckets down rain. It was like a little mist, but it was enough where people stayed home. Like, and I haven't seen it like that ever since.
No, and
so enjoy. I hope you enjoy that.
I
memory.
did enjoy it, and I want to go back on a rainy day because usually every time there is a rainy day, I don't go. Cause I don't know if I'm broke or just forgetting. I never bought like the rain shoes, so I always I have Converse or whatever. So I'm super soaked.
Well, you just might as well jump on Splash Mountain.
I know, might as well at that time.
Like, I'm gonna get wet anyway.
Yeah, this one time I think I went with the crew back, the old crew, Eric and Susie, and we went to California Adventure. Yeah. And we got caught by this thunderstorm. Literally, like walking back to the tram, like my feet were. And I think I had a hole in my Converse, so the water. So every time I stepped, like the water would suck up, and I like, it was nasty, man. It was gross, bro. I remember it was disgusting, man. It was disgusting. I remember that. Just the feeling of your socks.
Well, like I went to Walt Disney World like a long time ago when I was 17, and we went to every park like 4 days or something like that. 4 out of 4 days. Raining. Yeah. Like right at the very first gift shop, they had like Slickers with Disneyland and Mickey on it. Yeah. And we all got them, and that was honestly it. 4 days of rain. But it is fun. It is fun because like you're no longer self-conscious about getting wet on any of the water rides. You're already soaked, and in fact, it's really muggy there. So any kind of like water precipitation cools you off. Right. Yeah. But here, like I think the last time I went in the rain was my birthday a couple years ago. Like my family was in Hawaii with my in-laws, and then I just went there and it started raining, and I was like, "This is almost it." But then, huge crowds. Like everyone's like, I don't know. Maybe I like talked up going to Disneyland in the rain so much that the rumor got spread on, hey, go to Disneyland in the rain, it's empty. And then now every motherfucker is there because they're like, yeah, Jonas told us to.
You're supposed to stay home, guys. Jeez. So then now, how long was it since after COVID that you and your family went to the park? Was it a week, 2 weeks?
Like, let me see. So I'd say maybe about a week.
About a week.
Like it was last Sunday.
Now, did you guys say the whole like? Did you guys just go for a little while?
No, we made it a trip because it was supposed to be like us celebrating that we were surviving. Yeah. And then we waited in some lines, like having any annual pass or any Magic Key. you get spoiled.
Of course.
Because like I come back, but I was like, no, we're waiting in line for Rise of Resistance.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna wait in line for Space Mountain.
We are doing this.
Yeah. Then we wait in line for Web Slingers. It was all e-ticket rides. So we only went on 3 rides. We were there for like 9 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean, like the thought I had, and this is another thing that was in my head, was like, appreciate that you made it to another Disneyland trip.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why when I went back myself, it was just like, okay, I'm here. I feel like shit, but I'm here.
But I'm fucking alive.
And I started looking around, and just the music started, and that already had me immersed, and I was like, I can't give up. I cannot give up. I just had to walk through those gates and just say, I freaking made it. I freaking made it. I am back, baby. You know, because I was excited. I was excited to be back, but I felt like shit.
And then I just gotta slog through this.
I'm all dragging my foot, like, let's go, come on. So, did any of you 4 have any side effects or any feelings of like, crap? Like, did any of you guys feel like crap when you guys were there?
Not at Disneyland. I think my wife was trying to be a trooper.
Okay.
Because that was a week ago, and then she still complained about feeling short of breath sometimes when she works out.
Right.
There was a lot of like, oh God, we're walking. We're gonna walk so long. So now we always choose to park in the Toy Story lot.
Yeah.
And then take the bus over.
Trick. Park there.
Well, I'll tell you why that backfired this time.
Okay.
Because we got there, and the lady said, all right, if y'all want to wait for a bus, it's going to take 50 minutes. And I was like, oh,
What?
okay. So when we just ended up walking straight out the parking lot, straight through the garden walk.
Right.
It was about 20 minutes, something like that, a 20-minute walk.
Okay.
And then my kids were just dying. They're just like, why didn't we just take the bus? Because the reason why we don't park in Mickey and Friends is because we want to avoid that walk,
Exactly.
through
It's the
downtown
same walk
Disney.
now, yeah.
It was actually a worse walk.
Oh my gosh.
But,
so is it farther, you think?
It's a lot farther. Yeah.
Whoa.
And then it seems longer because, you're on streets.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like, my big idea was, hey, let's walk through Garden Walk so we don't have to walk in the sun.
Right.
Meanwhile, another group decided to walk, straight down to Harbor and walk down Harbor.
Right.
And then we ended up intersecting with them at the exact right time, so it's like we saved no time.
Yeah.
There was like we would have gotten here regardless. And then I could have sworn I saw a bus roll up with the people who had stayed behind to wait for it. So I was like, we could have just waited. We would have stayed the same amount of time.
They gave me the same deal, but towards the end of the night. Like, I got there around 5 in the afternoon, so of course there wasn't a big line for us to go in. Oh, for me to go in. So then when I got there and had the fun or whatever. I had my moments, like my moments where I was fine, and the moments where I felt like crap. I think towards the end of the night is when I started to feel a little more crap. Like I started to feel like, oh man, like.
Well, you're 5 hours in at that point.
Yeah, like I felt like my lower lung area was really being affected. Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, why am I feeling like I'm having a hard time breathing? It felt like when you like breathe in this cold air, but it wasn't really cold. But it was a cold night, but it was like. Even the cold air was affecting my lungs.
A sting.
Yeah. And towards the bottom part of your lung, exactly. So I was all like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break here. Take a break. I took a lot of breaks.
Well, I mean, that's what Disneyland is great at. Is there's always some place to chill out.
Exactly.
I mean, even if it's not a show, there's 15, 30 benches just around the partner statue.
Exactly, the hub, and it's like, oh my gosh. I think I started hanging out because I wanted a churro. So I went to Tomorrowland and. The churro cart was literally like, I think every churro cart I went to that day was completely packed. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. I know that we'll talk about it in another show, but I mean, the impact of like, once the holidays are over, like what happens to Disneyland? There's a lot of impacts that happen. So one of the impacts, of course, is a lot of refurbishment. So it makes people like go to other rides and take time and stuff. So that day, literally like every line that you went to was literally like long. Pirates was at 45. I think, of course, but I mean, these rides, of course, are always this much. The Rise of the Resistance was 90 minutes.
You went on like the last day of the Christmas decorations too, right?
Well, I went. No. The Christmas decorations, I think, were done, but they still had the Christmas tree up.
Oh, okay.
And they had the snow on top of the castle.
All right.
And maybe. A couple of maybe a little bunting or a little like memorabilia of Christmas hanging around on like Main Street, but literally nothing else. So at the end of the day, it was just like I got a little bit of Christmas, but it wasn't what I wanted because I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go the Thursday before, with a colleague of ours. We were supposed to go for her birthday, but then I had COVID, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wanted to go see again Fat Cat Swingers. They're gonna be at DCA, and DCA still had the food and wine, the festival holidays. So I was like, oh hell yeah, like let's go. And then I couldn't go because of the whole COVID thing. But at the end of the day, it's okay. I mean, Christmas always comes back.
Yeah, like when it comes to Christmas, and we didn't get a chance to talk about this on the last time I was on, is that our family has, we always have the second to last pass. So that means that all of Christmas is blocked out.
Right.
Like the last 2 weeks of December. So our Christmas trip is the last day or near the last day before it gets blacked out. And I always have a couple agendas. I'm always like, if I haven't written the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, we have to write it. It's a Small World holiday.
Right.
I need to see the fireworks display. I need to see the parade. And then like any Christmas treats are there. And then we did that, and I think we were like 1 for 4.
Oh, okay.
Like we missed the parade. We stayed for the fireworks, but then we were expecting to like be let into Small World right after because we posted right there.
Exactly.
And they didn't let us in, so we just left. Yeah, and then I had a peppermint churro, but that wasn't in the park. It was outside in downtown Disney.
Yeah.
It was bomb as fuck. It was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that's our last taste of Christmas, or Disney Christmas. And then when I went back, they did have the snow on the castle too. And then you go in some of the gift stores, like the one near the corn dog cart, and it's just all Christmas ornaments there.
I think that one's like that for now on, isn't it?
Is it always like
that? I think
that?
it is like from now on.
Yeah, but I always get bummed out when I see Christmas after Christmas.
Yeah,
even like in Target when like you see the Christmas, the seasonal decorations and the seasonal displays being taken down. They're all pushing to one side of the store. It says 75% off. I get bummed the fuck out.
Yeah, no. Same here.
Christmas, come back.
And every time I go into the Emporium, I'm like, I'm gonna get the train this year. Next year passes by, I'm gonna get the train this year.
One day the train won't be there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I need to buy the
One day.
train. I want the train.
You fool.
I always wanted.
COVID almost took her life. Why did you buy that train?
I wanted the Christmas tree, and I wanted my Christmas tree with the train around it. But every year, I'd be like, I'm gonna get the train. I'm gonna get the train, and I never fucking get my train. This year, see, I keep on saying it. This year, I'm gonna get the train.
You got enough time.
This year, yeah.
All right, quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let you guys know. Don't forget to add us on our Instagram, Mousetopia ENT, as well as our Facebook ENT. We really appreciate you guys being here, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we're back from commercial break. We gotta take a little bit of commercial break, guys. Some of the camera work and stuff like that.
I mean, I've just been sitting.
You've just been sitting there. I don't know what happened.
Just disappeared for a minute.
We just disappeared for a minute, guys. We are back.
The sound seems like it's echoing a little bit. It seems more like, oh God, oh no,
what's going on?
And actually, we gotta talk to the audio only people.
I know, right? Sorry, guys. I gotta talk to the audio only people.
Let's not even explain. Just say you have to watch the video.
You have to watch the video
to know what we're talking about.
You have to watch it only on the video on YouTube, guys. Mousetopia ENT on YouTube.
We're both shirtless. That's the thing. Like
he's pretty buff. He's pretty buff, man.
Well, it's just all the way I lost from COVID. Yeah.
But that is a good transition, though. My boy right here is wearing a Darth Vader Mickey helmet. So, you know what that means. We're going to go to Star Wars right now, guys. We're talking about Star Wars. Beautiful Star Wars.
My love. My light.
My everything. So, what is popping right now?
Book of Boba Fett.
We're at episode 4 now. I think episode 5 drops tonight going into tomorrow.
I mean, I want to stay up and watch it. I probably will, but I'm stuck on this Beatles documentary.
Okay.
Actually, no, fuck the Beatles. It's been
the Beatles are always going to be there. I mean, you're kind of caught up in the...
I don't know if you're interested in them, but it's like a 3-part documentary that's 7 hours. Yeah, I'm like halfway through. It's fun. We can talk about it different time.
We can talk about something else. We can always talk about... I have an idea for you. We'll talk about it later.
Beatles podcast.
I know, Beatles podcast.
Welcome to Beatlestopia.
Beatlestopia, yeah. Okay, so if you guys don't know what the Book of Boba Fett, where you guys at? I don't know where you guys are. What you guys are doing with your life? The Book of Boba Fett. It pretty much is the continuation after Mandalorian season 2. You know, which is. Well, for you, definitely by far one of the greatest shows that I've seen in a while.
I mean, not even just shows, and it's cliche at this point, like 2 seasons in, but it's probably one of the best piece of Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
anything.
I
mean, I love it. And the Book of Boba Fett, it's rougher, but it's not disappointing me. I'm really happy with it.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I love the show.
Should we say spoiler territories?
You know what? Yeah, if you guys haven't seen this, we'll talk about spoilers right now. We'll probably go break it down by episode. I mean, well, kind of what we can remember because we're not looking at the episodes directly on this, but it does. Okay, so speaking now, spoiler alert right now. He made it out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And you know what? Like, Star Wars fans in general, like, it's been talked about in comic books or in video games or what have you. But to see it, you know, filmed and exactly it being what you imagined.
Right.
And, oh, God, it was great. But then, like, you know, seeing him crawl out and his fucking flight suit's all smoking, his face all burned up, I was like, poor guy.
I know.
Jawas roll up and steal his shit. And you're
always the freaking Jawas.
I was like, leave him alone, guys.
Always the Jawas, man. They're in everything.
If it's just if you're against Jawas, you're against capitalism. Yeah. You commie.
You commie?
You got a problem?
Oh my God.
He's got to make some money.
I was so. It's like every single time. It's like you see it like in the Mandalorian. I remember what is that episode 2? Or episode 2. Episode 2 when he's walking his way back to his ship.
Yeah, and they steal his ship.
Jawas are already disarming his ship. It's like, man, freaking Jawas.
To bring it back to the start of season 2, and then we see that arm again for the first time that Cobb Vanth has. Yeah. I mean, that blew my mind.
Exactly.
You know? And then you see that figure watching them drive off, and it turns. And, you know, I mean, the person who plays Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison, he is every clone. So
he is supposed to be every clone.
So he's underneath every Stormtrooper helmet in the original movies, and he has such a distinctive face.
Of course,
that you see him and you know that's Boba Fett.
You know it's Boba Fett.
And it was teased at the end of the last season of The Mandalorian, and we were all wondering what it was going to be. I think we already knew it was going to be a crime drama.
Exactly.
And that's what it's doing, but in a weird way, it's. Well, not a weird way. It's half origin, half crime drama, even though it doesn't seem like they're committing many crimes.
Exactly, not yet.
It's like, I want to control criminals with respect. Yeah, but you don't see him committing crimes. He just wants to control criminals.
Exactly. So it is a little bit, and okay, I'm gonna ask you, and be as honest as possible because I always hear a lot of people talking about, okay, well, this one feels a lot slower.
Yeah.
The pace of the show is a lot different. But if you're true, I feel like if you're really true to the mysticism and the lore of who Boba Fett was and how much of an importance he has to do with the cinematic universe of Star Wars, and now that we're implementing the new aspects of, like, the Mandalorian, we're talking about how that just jump-started this, like, amazing arc of amazingness, like, just development of new things that we don't know about, or old things that we kind of, like, that we didn't know about, like, Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm
watching that and I'm like, I wish that was Chewbacca. Right. I wish there was no Chewbacca. I was like, Black Chrysanthemum.
If you guys don't know who that is, he's actually in a book. And in this book, I think comic or book, he actually works with Boba Fett. They worked together when they were still working with Darth Vader. So this guy is a Wookiee, a black Wookiee.
Yeah,
who has this amazing armor. He has this like brass knuckle
with like electricity shock. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was a gladiator. Well, I think I know where you're asking, like whether or not, as far as the pacing, Boba Fett, at least the people who just stuck with the movies like me. I stuck with the movies. I've never read any books or comics.
Right.
He was always cool guy, cool armor.
Right.
He was a joke.
Yeah.
All right. He just stood there looking imposing and impressive. And then when you finally see him in action, he gets
He got hit by
by Han and then into Sarlacc pit. Now, the Mandalorian, when he showed up there, you got to see him be a badass.
Exactly.
You see him fight off all these stormtroopers and stuff, and then they were like, yes, that's what I want to see. Now, people who complain about the pace of the Book of Boba Fett have to realize a couple things. One is that it's nice that we have a deliberate story because this guy has a lot of story to tell.
Right.
And again, the flashbacks are in place to show us how we got from the Rancor pit to Fennec and Din Djarin and Grogu and stuff.
Right.
So now with the latest episode, we finally caught up to the present. You know, you see him find Fennec Shand and you see him save her life and then go about his business to get his ship back and so forth. I think, well, again, spoilers, but there's a nice musical sting at the end of episode 4. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and it's a nice, very familiar the Mandalorian
You know the
theme.
Mandalorian tunes in the background.
Yeah. And that was my concern with the end of season 3 of season 2 of the Mandalorian is like, so is it just gonna be Book of Boba Fett? And it's like, no. Book of Boba Fett is, I feel like it's a prelude to season 3 of the Mandalorian. And now that we're halfway through and we've caught up in time, it's gonna push forward. Now, my best friend, he hated the last episode. Like, he was on the fence about the whole show, and then he saw the last episode 3, and he was complaining, it's so fucking slow, and it sucks. And he was talking strictly from a directing standpoint.
Got it.
So, Robert Rodriguez, he directed most of the episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, and he has a very distinctive directing style.
Exactly.
Like, he did Desperado, El Mariachi, From Dusk Till Dawn, and all the Spy Kids movies. Really fast cut, frenetic, hyper.
Yes.
You know, like boom, 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 boom. Like if he films someone loading a gun, it's 15 different takes. Like pulling out the gun at 2 different angles, talking at 2 different angles, click, 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 click. And then episode 3 of Book of Boba Fett, it ended with a very deliberate fucking space scooter chase. Very slow, very measured throughout these streets of Mos Espa. And like it was cringy, but then I was thinking about it. Maybe he got a memo from Disney.
Yeah.
Where like, hey, Robert, I know you like you like this fast stuff and these very quick things, but you know it's gonna scare some people. So can we slow it down? And then like he did it in protest, like
because
all right.
The way I think about it too is okay. Like I'm gonna get off topic a little bit, hopefully not too much. When I'm looking at, so I'm looking back at a lot of his works, right? I remember Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. There is a chase scene in that movie that was very fast.
Yeah.
He was on the bus with Salma Hayek.
Motorcycle.
And motorcycles and explosions. And it was not even a quarter of that wasn't even a quarter of that speed. It was even slower, maybe like an eighth of the speed that we were getting from Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I mean, again, like how you said, it could have been a memo that was given him by Disney. I mean, it was still enjoyable, but I could have ran faster sometimes. I just felt like it was really slow.
Yeah. But again, that's from a directing standpoint.
Yeah.
Story-wise, I know why the story's slow. And it's what I said earlier. We're ramping up, ramping up, and then here comes Din Djarin, and then full blast. And I'm excited.
Yeah. You're wondering what's going to happen because so like how we said, it's leading up to this crime drama. Boba Fett wants to take control of the territories that that belong to the Hutts, that belong to God, I always forget his name.
Tentacle Head. Oh shit! No wait, hold on. Damn it, Bib Fortuna.
God, there you go.
It. I'm
Bib
sorry.
Fortuna. Bib Fortuna. So Bib Fortuna took from the Hutt, and then he got killed, of course, by Boba Fett at the end. So
they threw in the Hutt cousins.
Yeah, the cousins.
But that was just a red herring. They just fucked off.
Yeah, they didn't want to deal with because what they're hinting to is there's a bigger issue going on. Now, the Pikes. I didn't know nothing about the Pikes until now. Like I didn't know anything. These
fish
Pikes
faces.
Existed.
Yeah.
They're fish faces, fish face aliens, who are running a spice trade, pretty much, drugs, I guess. And that's their version of Star Wars drugs, I guess. You want some drugs?
Yeah.
And of course, Boba Fett's like, well, you're gonna be doing this shit in my territory. You better pay me, bitch.
Yeah.
So of course it's like this struggle of this kind of very Godfather-esque, Casino-esque
Yeah.
kind of feels, but in Star Wars, which is kind of crazy. It's a little different. So it is going to be a little slow because if you look at those movies like Godfather, stuff like that, it is a lot of dialogue.
A lot of build up and then
a
scenes
good
of
action
shocking
scene.
action that just twist your gut.
Exactly.
But then, like, especially, and now I think people realize it, they built the pikes,
The Pikeys.
the fish faces,
Yeah.
into Boba Fett's own lore with his history with being taken in by the Tusken Raiders and then them taking over the train and trying to get respect, and that ultimately getting his whole tribe killed by supposedly bikers.
These biker gang.
Yeah, but who were probably hired by the Pikes. I mean, like, it's all just standard textbook filmmaking where, yeah, it's going to be slow. But there's something, and I remember talking to my buddy about this. It's a filmmaking theory called Chekhov's gun. And what it means, or it's not filmmaking, I think it's just any storytelling. But Chekhov's gun means that if you see something in a film or on page 1 of a book, it will pay off by page 50. Okay. So that's the reason why we had to hang out with him in the desert and have him stick fighting and then him befriending a little girl. Because we're going to see that he's going to use that, I guess, vengeance. Vengeance against the Pikes for wiping out his family or hiring the bikers that wiped out his family in his quest for power.
Right.
And I again, even I may be right, I may be wrong. If I'm right, I'll be happy. If I'm wrong, then I'll be like, what a waste.
What a waste, yeah, man.
Those fucking episodes were long and boring.
It feels, I feel still good about it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling still good about it. Yeah, the tone's a little different. Yeah, it doesn't, but let's be, okay. You can be biased, you can be whatever it is, but let's be honest with you. The Mandalorian had us from the very beginning with Grogu.
Yeah.
You're putting something this cute and this amazing in the show.
The bait.
That was the bait.
I mean, all right. So what I can say, like you were talking about how the Book of Boba Fett is definitely a crime drama.
Right.
So then that means, and we've seen it. We've seen versions of every one of these interactions Boba Fett's had with the mayor or a major domo. We've seen that in other crime movies. It just happens to be with a bunch of robots and aliens.
Exactly.
Now, Mandalorian, yeah, Grogu was cute, but then, I equated that to a Western. And every episode was just is a space Western. So I think they both benefited by having familiar storytelling tropes.
Right.
And then you're just like, well, that's just like whatever, the Wild Bunch. But instead they're protecting this fucking ice station. But Boba Fett in itself, even though he has no Grogu, he's Boba Fett.
Exactly.
That's enough.
That's enough for him.
Like,
It should be the lore should be enough.
I'll watch this show even if it sucks because I want to find out where this guy came from. And I guess from the original trilogy, we knew he was a little kid, perfect clone of Jango Fett who doesn't age quickly, and that was good. But then, let's see the rest of it.
Exactly.
Let's see him be tough. Let's see him be powerful. And I like this redemption arc that he has where he's like, I used to be shitty. I don't want to be shitty anymore. And
because they only hire us for their jobs.
Yeah.
Like, why do we get hired?
I'm tired of dying for someone else. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, all right, so there was a scene in, I think, episode 3. Maybe he was at the table with all the crime bosses?
Oh, episode 4.
Episode 4. Was that episode 4?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, he brought out the Sarlacc. The Rancor. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Intimidation factor. But part of me just wanted to be like, you know what? Fuck this. Pa, 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 pa. I rule respect and fear. But I guess he's changed.
You wanted your Kill Bill, what's her face moment? When she killed the guy on the table and he's all like, if you ever talk about my Chinese American heritage, I'll take your fucking head.
Just like this motherfucker right here.
That's one of my favorite movies, and I love that line. But I can see that, though. That's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for him to kind of have some type of redemption that way.
But then, see, even that dynamic, they're like, no, I don't want to hurt anybody. And you have Fennec Shan going like, well, we got to be tougher. They're building up something I saw in Martin Scorsese's Casino.
Right.
You got Ace and you got Nikki, and
Uh-huh.
Ace is trying to be diplomatic with everyone, with all their enemies, and then Nikki's running around fucking hitting people with hammers and baseball bats. So, ultimately it might be a confrontation between those two. I don't know.
Exactly. We don't know.
I hope not. I like them together.
Yeah, and you know what? I guess the loyalty factor is like so far it looks like she's been able to keep herself calm and cool.
Yeah.
Maybe because I noticed that and I don't know if they do this purposely, and I don't know if you've seen this, but in the show, sometimes they'll cut to her,
She does this.
and she does this little
This kind of side eye.
I don't agree with you, but I'm still chilling right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if she's just learning. Maybe that there's something that's going on here that she.
You have to see there's a quote in the last episode where it's like, I'm gonna give you something you've never got before: trust or loyalty. Loyalty. And I mean, how much mileage does loyalty have?
Exactly.
Okay, you saved my life and gave me fucking 3PO stomach.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess we're equal partners here, but we're getting our ass kicked by these fucking fish.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks we're a laughingstock. So I think that ultimately is where that's going to go, but only because I've seen hundreds and hundreds of mafia movies.
Exactly. We already know kind of in the sense of the direction it might go. They might throw us a curveball. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully. Do you think the Mandalorian will show up in this one? Mm-hmm. Or do you think it'll be the next one? Because sometimes they tease us.
Oh, you mean in this episode?
Yeah.
I think so.
Or is it the journey to him? You know what I mean?
No, I mean
that happens. That happens a lot.
I think they're pretty good with instant gratification. That would be if he didn't show up in some form in tonight's episode,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off. But then remember, mind you, in the time frame right now, Din Djarin's just sad missing his son.
Yeah.
So he needs something to do.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, we could probably do an episode of about what we would like to see as a spoiler, to see what would happen in season 3.
No.
We'll talk about that another time. But but I mean, I have so many questions about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's the way the episode ended was just amazing. A lot of people got fanboyed out that the way that one died. That way it happened that day. Oh my gosh! I mean. We saw everything that day. People crying, people yelling. People,
I cried, and then I watched another video of that last scene with Luke that they put the classic music on. Fucking cried again. But then part of me just wants it to be like Luke rolls back up to Din Djarin. He's like, this guy, I'm not going to teach him. He's evil. He's going to lose his shit. Take him back.
I already feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens in tonight's episode. I'm pretty excited about it. We'll talk about it, hopefully. I don't know how often we're going to be doing this podcast, but we'll talk about it as well.
Wait, you know what? Let's make a pledge. How about this? At least once a month?
Well, at least once a month.
Yeah.
Shooting for maybe twice a month, but we'll do once a month right now.
Yeah. I can do it twice a month. You come here anytime. We get it going.
I like it. Yeah, so we'll probably do it every Tuesday, hopefully. Every other Tuesday, if anything. The days that I usually go to Disney, it's all right. Disney morning, podcast night. I'm down with that. I'm cool with that at the end of the day. So, but yeah, no, definitely. Boba Fett, super excited now. Trying to think of something I was going to bring up. What did you feel about that scene that we just talked about, the whole droid, the mechanism and everything with Fennec, and was it a little bit too cheesy? Was it okay for you?
So that's bringing up the mods.
The mods,
yes. Right? A lot of people did not like those mods.
No, they didn't.
And the main complaints have been they don't fit in Star Wars. But a criticism of that criticism I read was that who decides what fits in Star Wars?
Exactly.
I mean, as far as the idea of droid parts to increase strength, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a very compelling idea. I think what people were upset about was the look of them.
Yeah.
They're millennial. That's what seems like they're upset about. They're young. They're sneery and snarky, and then they have their awesome Vespas. And the thing is, no one likes those space scooters, but I do because I like Vespas.
Yeah.
So I think it's hit or miss. I do like that they're worth their salt.
Exactly.
Like when Black Chrysanthemum showed up at Boba Fett's palace and tried to kill him, all of a sudden these fucking teenagers roll in and they win. They win. They drive him out. They knock him into the Rancor pit. So,
and the cool thing about that too is you see how his way of making things work, the respect factor.
Yeah.
Work for me, They worked for him.
Here's some money. Here's your water.
Yeah, the guards.
Yeah.
The guards. Same thing. What happened? They got ambushed by these assassins. The guards come out of nowhere. They start fighting. They get away from it.
He's making friends by being nice. And
Exactly.
Black Chrysanthemum included.
Mhm.
Those two Gamorrean guards.
Yep.
I mean, Fennec Shan.
And Fennec Shan.
One thing that they built up on in episode 3 that I'm just waiting for. Well, first off, Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits of having Robert Rodriguez direct your Disney show. Is like
you gotta have Danny Trejo.
Hey, Danny,
in it.
could you show up? I need you to come as a Rancor.
As the
trainer.
Rancor handler, please.
And then, like, there's a very subtle, not even subtle, it's right out there. It's all, don't worry, we're going to wait. I can't remember, but he tells the Rancor something like that just, it's trying to build up, he's training that Rancor to fuck shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but again, Chekhov's gun, that's going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
It may be like, he's going to all of a sudden attack Boba Fett while Boba Fett's trying to ride him.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, they're laying out all these things. I'm really excited to see.
I mean, there's so many opportunities that this thing can go into or onto. I mean, is it maybe because I know that? Let's talk about the actual Mandalorians, like how when we left, Din Djarin, he had the black saber, the dark saber. So, now you think about muscle and the way that Boba Fett needs muscle. It's like he knows that now, if he has the saber, he pretty much has not just him, but like it should be the rest of the Mandalorians.
I have not fucking thought of that. I seriously haven't had that thought.
Because if they're talking about war.
Well, so that means a couple things. It's like, hey, Din Djarin, you could get all these Mandalorians to help us fight.
Right.
Or it's, hey, Din Djarin, bah! Give me
right.
that dark saber.
Exactly. Which one is it?
I mean, like, because he already paid his debt to Din Djarin.
Yes, he did.
So, I mean, all bets are off at this point. Like,
Yeah.
hey, your baby's still alive with Luke, so either I beat your ass and take the darksaber, or you help me.
You come in
build
to
up an
help me
army.
and fight. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, because he has that dark saber, so it's like there is an opportunity for him. Because I mean, they keep on talking about the Pikes and how they're so close to war and they need muscle. This is the perfect way to bring not only the main Mandalorian, but if he's holding that saber, he controls what is the Mandalorians, the people.
And like at this point,
oh hey, sorry, sir.
Din Djarin doesn't care about the darksaber anyway. So
he doesn't,
but he can't give it to him.
Right.
So Laura said that you can't be given the darksaber; you have to be defeated for it.
Exactly.
So that means that either Boba Fett has to kick his ass, which will be hard.
Yeah.
Or he asks him, "Hey, go grab some more Mandalorians for us."
That would
be
a
really
definite fight right there, though.
Well, I mean, like, what kind of fight can the Pikeys really have? I mean, who did they have? I mean, a bunch of Pikeys start showing up. But then what's their army like? Oh, wait, there's the Trandoshans?
Yeah, the Trandoshans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. A bunch of those bikers?
A bunch of those biker guys, yeah. If there's any more, after Boba Fett annihilated them on the desert. So you're just wondering, like, well, who's left? So there is a lot of open spots and open things to discuss about what can happen this episode.
Well, here's another thought I just had. Like, whenever we think war...
Oh, my God, Siri.
She's just trying to help.
I know, she's trying to help us.
So... when it comes to war in the Star Wars sense, we imagine battles.
Exactly.
Whole fields of people, blasters going back and forth. But then we think about wars in the mafia movie sense. It's, okay, I'm going to go pull a hit on this guy at the barbershop. And then now I'm going to go back to my car, and another guy's going to fucking strangle me from behind the seat. And then now this guy's going to leave, and he's going to come in and put a bomb underneath his fucking fridge.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a literal war or it's going to be just this back and forth of Star Wars type characters.
I'll take care of this guy, and then we'll take care of their person, and they take care of those back and forth. And I can see that. And that's a great point if you really think about it.
No matter what, it's still going to be fun to me because I love mafia movies. I love Star Wars.
Exactly.
The
the only crappy part is we can't make it R-rated because,
Yeah.
Disney.
There is this other, the other thing it's leading to, Crimson Dawn.
Oh.
All right. So they tease this not just in the books and in the comics, but then in the Solo movie that came out a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't seen by now, you slept.
You slept on Solo,
I really
guys.
love Solo. But basically, it's that Han Solo's girlfriend decided to be a crime boss.
Yep.
Yeah, working under the now, well, actually not resurrected, but still alive Darth Maul. It's called Crimson Dawn. And from there, that might be the muscle that comes up against Boba Fett, or they work together. I mean, again, forgive me, I don't know more details about it, but I think that's what we're leading to.
But okay, now if we're going off of what's canon in Star Wars, did you ever have a chance to watch any of the animated shows?
No. I mean, I think I watched a bit of Clone Wars. I
think it was in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I think there was this one true fight that was between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Yeah. Oh, he died.
And he died. So that was around the same time that this is all going on in a sense. Well, now if you really think about it, this is after the Empire falls, right? So this is before the First Order, but after the Empire falls.
But Crimson Dawn still exists.
The Crimson Dawn still exists.
And now Han Solo's ex is the head of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know that there's story about her and Boba Fett working together. I don't know exactly. Again, forgive me. I'm not that well read.
Not super canon, but we're canon.
But it'll be nice to see Daenerys Targaryen show up in Disney with old age makeup.
Yeah, man. That would be awesome, man. I could see that completely. That would be another curveball, because a lot of people they're throwing back to something that we all kind of know, but at the same time, it's like opens up to something hopefully better, another angle of something. I mean, it is she was a crime, she's in that crime unit, that crime syndicate, that crime whatever it is. It works.
I mean, all these Disney shows that have been coming up or planned, it shows me that. And I'm happy to say it, Disney bought Lucasfilm for billions of dollars, and they didn't just rest on their laurels. They're really taking these universes into other directions, examining all these side characters. You know what, though? Pour one out for Cara Dune.
Oh, Cara Dune.
She almost had her own show.
All
she had to do was shut the fuck up and wear a mask.
That's all she had to do, but, people want to talk to her.
This kind of brings us full circle.
Yeah, that brings us full circle, right? All right, guys. We're going to leave you guys. Not leave you guys, but we're going to take a little quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
All right, guys. Taking this opportunity really quick once again to come in and let you guys know. Don't forget to comment. Connect with us. Let us know things that you might want to talk about, things that you guys want to hear about. We are here, Mousetopia Podcast, Mousetopia ENT. Don't forget to look us up.
All right, guys, we are back. Camera 1, camera 2, we're back from break. Hello, everybody. We were just talking about, before we started recording this and doing this stuff, about a little movie that maybe you guys might know called Encanto. I don't know it, guys. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Fuck you!
Boo this man.
Fuck this guy.
Shame. What is it? Shame.
Shame.
Shame this guy.
Last person in the world to not watch that movie.
That's not cool.
It's free, goddamn you.
I know. I haven't seen it yet, guys. And we were talking about like how iconic the music is. Tell me about the music, bro. I haven't heard none of the music.
So, oh God. So first off, my kids watched the movie before me.
Right.
And then I noticed my daughter, who can't read yet, singing these songs word for word.
Right.
And I was like, and I've heard snippets of some of the songs, but then I wanted to save it until I watched the movie proper. And then I watched it.
Right.
And then, oh God, every song is a banger. So it's Lin-Manuel Miranda,
all right,
who famous for Moana, famous for Hamilton, of course. And they work so well. And there's not many of them, but they're just, every song is great. My wife, she was hearing me and the kids singing these songs all over the house, and then she didn't want to watch Encanto at first because she didn't feel like she'd be into it, but then she did. And then now, and you heard her say it earlier this evening that she listened to these songs every day on her own.
Right.
So it's just, again, as part of the Disney mythos, the music is fucking 50%, maybe more of the experience.
It's true. You really think about the music, and we're thinking like, man, what would be, this would be a good topic to talk about. These, I think, if we rated any songs, I think there's no concrete rating of these songs. Everybody's gonna have a different version of a song that's just gonna touch them differently.
Yeah, depending on what they're going through,
Exactly.
how old they were when they saw it, what have you.
For now, though, we're gonna try to come up with not necessarily our top 3, but our 3 memorable songs that just necessarily just always stick to us and have always gotten to us some way or another. Via music, and this is about any Disney property, right?
Yeah, it
We're
could
talking
be
about
shows,
Star Wars,
movies,
we're talking
anything.
about movies,
Yeah.
we're talking about TV shows, we're talking about whatever it is, whatever Disney owns, we're gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So since you are, we're both hosts. You're not my guest anymore. You were my host. So I'm still gonna pass it to you.
Well, all right. I figure we'll do our top 3. Start from 3 on to 1.
That
We'll
sounds good.
go back and forth.
That sounds
okay. So and I had to think about it. And it's hard. It was very hard. I didn't have much time to really cut through things. But then just in the interim, the first 3 songs that popped in my head.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my number 3, Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Very nice.
All right. So first off, lyrically, it's a fun song to sing. It's an amazing scene to watch. It really, again, that storytelling type of Broadway musical dialogue songs. I mean, it's such a great story. Here's this guy in this fucking bar talking shit, and all these people who idolize him.
Yeah,
and the reasons that they're giving for why he's great suck.
Yeah.
I memorably just remember being completely by myself in my car. When my family's gone, singing it by myself in every single voice. Just like, who does she think she is?
Oh, Gaston, you never.
It's a fun schizophrenic song to sing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, it popped in my head like, God, I love that song. And it doesn't get play.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It does not get a lot of play. A lot of people tend to forget it a little bit,
Yeah,
but it's sad though because there's a lot of great songs. There's a lot that movie by far is so many.
Fucking
amazing
Peebo
songs.
Bryson, Regina Bell, they get all the love. What about Gaston?
What about Gaston? You know what I mean? Gaston's
Le
a good
Fou.
one. I know this sounds okay because I was thinking scores as well.
Yeah.
There's some amazing scores out there.
Scores themselves are great because you attach your own meaning to it. It doesn't tell you what's going on. It's whatever you feel based on that string, that note, that chord.
And I know that you always hear the famous Yo-Ho Yo-Ho, but that wasn't even created by them. It was just part of the Yo-Ho Yo-Ho, the whole pirate thing.
Yeah. Exits that show.
When you hear the Pirates of the Caribbean opening theme, like from the movie,
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
come on. I didn't put it number 1.
Yeah.
But it is so iconic that every time I'm around anybody when the song is going, tell me that 99% of them are humming that damn tune.
You get all right, when they have the part in Fantasmic when the boat comes around and you see Jack Sparrow around, you get excited. You get so happy, yeah.
And then speaking about Fantasmic, they're already, from what I heard, they're testing it. They're gonna hopefully bring it back, so I'm super excited about that. But dude, yes, now that you even bought that aspect of it, I miss Fantasmic, and to be able to see that freaking boat turn that corner, hear that explosion,
and the lights come on, and
oh my god, man, come on! Now, of course, it's a little cheesy. The little fight scene's cheesy, but it's amazing though because this is it just takes you back to the movie, man. I love it. I love that feeling.
That's a good choice. All right, so my number 2, it was kind of rough because I went back and forth between 2 different songs.
Right.
But then one of my choices is too similar to Gaston, which is that it's fun to sing, and that was the Royal Dalton Ball from Mary Poppins Returns. It's another Lin-Manuel Miranda song, and it's fun to sing. But I think I'm going with my original choice, and it's sappy, but At Last I See the Light from Tangled. And that's half a beautiful song and a beautiful scene. It happens when, they're on the water and then all the lanterns are flying up. It's the love scene.
I'm going to pick a number 2, another one. that with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
gosh. All right.
Oh,
We're friends. Yeah.
You like guacamole?
I like guacamole.
Dude,
No. And then.
not only the music, but when you look at the cinematography of the lanterns and
Yeah.
just this, dude.
There's
I'm a
a
sucker for love songs.
Yeah.
You know, like a teardrop
We
Tony.
have to. We have to.
Teardrop Tony
Hey.
happens. Okay, teardrop Tony happens when this fucking song comes on.
No, but even like, all right, so it's a duet.
Right.
Between Eugene and Rapunzel, and then when it goes to Flynn's verse, you see him watching Rapunzel.
Yes.
And then like he's just eyeing her and stuff, and I was like, I know I felt that way before.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, all this bullshit. Yeah, at last I see it's you. It's, yeah. And personally, like, me and my wife, we sing karaoke sometimes, and that's always our go-to duet song. So, but other than that, it's just a beautiful, and it's a new one too. So it's kind of controversial.
Newer ones, guys. Yeah. And yeah, I attest to that, and I'll put my stamp of approval on that. It could have been a little higher. I could even rate it, maybe even up there, number one spot. But it is very beautiful. I think they actually even played the fireworks to it a couple times, and they have the lanterns going on the castle.
The projections, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It is such an amazing song.
All right, what's your two?
So I'm gonna. So then now that was gonna be originally my original number two, but then I can't use it. That's kind of sappy. So another one. I mean, come on, Under the Sea.
Oh.
Under the Sea.
All right.
Right?
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Under the Sea, iconic. Everybody knows the verses. Everybody knows the song. You cannot forget how iconic that song is. Now, of course, it was my top three. I can't make anybody else attest to it. But I know that deep down, a lot of people do love that song. So, a lot of people know that song.
As far as like the show-stopping Disney song, that song, again, fun as hell to sing. I have distinct memories of 1989 in Las Vegas. I went on a trip to Las Vegas, and we had that soundtrack over and over again. It's just a bunch of just playing in the car and a bunch of kids singing Under the Sea. Now, here's what I will say about that certain song now. Is it problematic to sing it?
Oh, yeah.
Because we have to bring on the patois under the sea, But still, it's... Yeah, that's racist. So no. My great uncle is Jamaican. Well, I don't even know what that. All right, so that's an interesting, awesome choice.
Yes.
And it's fun as hell, and it'll lead into my number one choice. God damn it! I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. Part of Your World. Little Mermaid, my number one favorite. All right, so it's a couple things. One is that when I was a kid, and I would be very self-conscious about singing that song, because it's the context of the scene is this teenage girl holding her fucking forks,
Right.
Now, I actually watched the behind-the-scenes documentary about The Little Mermaid, and then one of their biggest concerns was when this girl starts singing, will all the boys start groaning and moaning and want to leave the theater, right?
Right.
So then I was like, that's how I fucking felt.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to like this song? Am I supposed to?
Why am I singing this?
And that's the thing. After a while, I'd be very self-conscious about even humming it or singing it. Now, here's the personal story attached. So one night, I was maybe about 22, 23 years old. Right. And I went to this, not a house party, but like a kickback. Okay. Just like maybe half a dozen, maybe 7 or 8 people at a house. We're all drinking, we're all smoking. And then one of the guests there was this girl who I had been in love with on and off since I was 13 years old.
Right.
All right. Oh, fuck it. Her name's Eileen.
Okay.
All right.
Fuck it.
But anyways, she had a boyfriend at the time. I was single. And I remember we're all just hanging out, and we're all near the tail end of the night. We're all drunk and sitting on couches. And then all of a sudden she starts singing Part of Your World. And then I hear her, and I start singing it too. And then we start singing louder and louder until we're singing it like full volume at the same as duet. Right. Now, here's the thing. I went there with one of my buddies. His name was Mikey. And he knew how I felt about Eileen.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, Jonas, let's go smoke outside. I was like, what? No, let's go for a smoke. I was like, oh, fuck, all right, okay, Part of Your World. And I go outside, and he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm smoking. He's like, dude, don't do this. I'm like, what? It's like, don't do this to yourself. You know what you're doing. You're just gonna get this is just gonna hurt you. And I was like, oh, but I'm just singing a song. Like, no, you're not, dude. You're like you know what you're trying to do. You're trying to connect and so forth. And that memory, I don't care how fucking drunk I was or how high I was, it will always stick in my head.
Yeah.
And despite that shitty memory, I still love that song.
Right.
Right. I mean, like, that's the testament to how great that song is. No matter how horrible or emo it made me feel at that moment when I was 21, I could still sing with my kid, just like, part of your world.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God, that's a really good one. I like that one a lot. That one I always catch myself singing, no matter what.
I got gadgets and gifts. No, okay, we'll stop.
I'm gonna throw a little. This is another song that I was thinking for my number one.
All right.
And to be honest with you, y'all might hate me because I don't remember the name. To be honest with you.
Oh no.
But it was on Mary Poppins.
All right.
And you know how he songs like "Winds from the East."
Yeah.
Like that.
I know her. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh! Every time I hear that song, I tear up. And it gives me chills. That's how good that song is. But again, that's very it has a chill tone.
A lot of the songs from the Mary Poppins soundtrack are very melancholy.
Very melancholy.
Yeah.
So then I think about it and I think, oh, that was a really good just to kind of bring it up. But it's not my number one.
Yeah. Honorable mention. Yeah.
I was my honorable mention because that one was sticking in my head because I love the Mr. Banks, the movie. Yeah, right?
Saving Miss Banks.
Saving Miss Banks. That was such an amazing movie, and shout out to Tom Hanks. He did a really good job as well.
Yeah, that made me cry.
Yeah, that was such a good movie. What's it called? But my number one happens to be another one of the Renaissance age of Disney, which was
the greatest.
The greatest, The Little Mermaid,
Sondheim Rice,
King, Aladdin.
Uh-oh.
It has to be. I mean, I just said Aladdin right now. So of course Jasmine.
All right.
And of course Aladdin on the magic carpet.
Unbelievable, indescribable feelings. Oh, I gotta go higher. Soaring, tumbling, free wheel. Ah, fuck. All right, there. Give him the fist. God damn. All right, see, I knew I was gonna get mad, and I was like, fuck yeah. How come I couldn't say that?
Whole New World is just up here with me, man. That is just so iconic.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath. It gets better. I remember when I was a kid and I heard that song. This was our little claim to fame. I'm Filipino, and then I listened to that song, and then they're like, you know what? A Filipino girl sung that song. Her name is Leah Salonga. I was like, Filipino is Jasmine? But no, God. See, if we had more time, we could make this bigger. 3. I just said 3 for the sake of the segment, but we'll definitely revisit this.
Yeah, we'll have to revisit this. And then, why don't we revisit? We'll leave this one, but we could say maybe top 10 of the Renaissance age.
All right, so
Disney.
Specifically,
of course,
Little Mermaid,
Little Mermaid,
up until what? Fucking Home on the Range? Is that what's the cutoff?
I know, we gotta look it up. There's
when did they start getting shitty again?
When they started going to Pixar, that's what happened. They started going to Pixar and they started going crazy like that. But I think that was a really good start off to the top 3 of those songs that we feel like they were really iconic,
a little peek into our our
mind a little
our
bit
mind
like
and our sappiness and fuck you, Eileen. No, fuck
that bitch. But I think we're gonna leave you guys right there, guys. It's good to be back. Mousetopia podcast, and I really appreciate you being part of the podcast.
I have a great time. I'm glad you trust me to
I trust you to
handle the reins for a little bit.
just like the what is it, like the teacher is and like the driver's ed where there's 2 steering wheels, So I have one side, you have the other. You can hit the brake when you need to. You redirect me because I know I lose myself sometimes, and Eric knows that. He always redirect me back because I always like to lose my tangents, but I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you talking to me. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to help some people that also love Disney being a part of this podcast as well. We'll bring them in and just talk about, different things. I mean, there's so many things that are coming up. I mean, Marvel's coming up. Honestly, we can talk about Marvel.
So much Marvel.
So
Oh
much
my God.
Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, the Multiverse of Madness. We can talk about Spider-Man. We can talk about all these things.
Yeah,
right
shit.
now.
I mean, in the interim, there's been Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, a lot of stuff that's gone past. But then, oh man, it's all great.
It's all great. So we're hoping you guys can join us again. Like I said, we're gonna shoot for a month. I'm gonna try my best to do every 2 weeks and try to post them at least by that Friday. So today's Tuesday. Hopefully by Friday this will be up. I gotta post the other video so you guys can know what I'm talking about when I had COVID at Disney.
Woo!
COVID at Disney. But again, shout out to Jonas. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna put a little
Thank you,
applause in the
everybody.
background. Shout out to you guys for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. Hit the little bell icon to let you guys know when the next show and the next video will come up again. But thank you again. Thank you, Jonas. I really appreciate it.
Thank
From
you.
the Adventureland room, and we'll see you guys later.
Be
Bye.
sure to
Bye, guys.
death certificate if you decide to join us. Be sure to bring your death certificate.